Well, there's nothing unusual kasi while the President is very supportive and consistently at that, upon his assumption, talagang lahat ng support, lahat ng goodwill, binibigyan sa armed forces. But he cannot have 100% or absolute support from all the soldiers and officers. Precisely, there'll be some elements na hindi naman talaga satisfied or for some reason related to advancement sa kanilang career, hindi rin talaga ganun satisfied. So, they are opening themselves up. They become vulnerable to possible recruitment. But having said that, the President should not worry dahil sa sarili naming assessment, he has the overwhelming support of the vast majority of the members of the armed forces. So while we understand this frustration, for reason na sinabi ko nga kanina na talagang lahat binuhos niya na, dinobol yung salary, lahat ng ayuda do sa Marawi, sa Mindanao, he even contributed at least 500 million pesos para doon sa mga prosthetics, di ba? If you recall it. Yung mga wounded, mga nawalan ng na-amputate yung mga limbs. Nag-provide siya because sabi niya, I don't want to see any member of the armed forces na inutil, na wala na magawa. So, I think from his social fund, presidential social fund, nag-provide siya ng pondo para doon. So, I can understand this frustration. Pero being politically mature and having the experience that he has in politics, I think he should understand na hindi naman niya pwedeng makuha lahat yung support 100% ng armed services.
Is there a need for conduct a loyalty check on the part of the President?
The armed forces should be conducting loyalty check by way of counterintelligence and other built-in mechanisms na available sa kanila, even without being directed by the President. Automatic na yun because kung walang loyalty check, then they could have a bigger problem at hand. So, I think they're doing that already.
Pero sir, yung halimbawa, yung sinasabi na hindi ganun ka-appreciative na portion ng military talking with another political group or subgroups is not normal.
Hindi naman na unusual. Pero it should not be interpreted as normal because the armed forces should be apolitical. Hindi sila dapat makipag-usap o makipag-corroborate with political groups, di ba? After all, ang commander-in-chief nila iisa lang, yung duly elected president.
Pero sir, yung military officers na yun, are they violating the Constitution?
Well, once found and if evidence would warrant, they could face sanctions, administrative at that, at the very least, for engaging in partisan
Sir,
politics.
which was more likely do you think? The political groups approaching these officers or the officers approaching the political groups?
Could be either way. Kasi sabi ko nga, hindi naman lahat ng officers ang nabibigyan ng pagkakataon. Kasi ang pyramid naman, yung apex ng armed process, starting from the chief of staff, isa lang, and then down the line, hindi naman lahat mapagbibigyan. And those who feel that they are more qualified than those who are getting promotions, siyempre, maghahanap ng malalapitan, thinking probably na baka meron silang mas magandang chances kung under a different political leadership.
Sir, sabi niyo the President has the support of the overwhelming
Yeah, I think so.
How
I
did
think
you
so
know about
because-
this, sir?
Yeah, because we've been talking to many military officers, even police officers, and most of them, lahat na halos na nakausap namin, they're happy with the way the President is treating the armed forces and the PNP. Spoiled nga eh. Remember, buhos, sweldo, benefits, lahat binibigay niya.
Walang sympathy for Senator Trillanes, sir, knowing nakadugo rin, sir, sa...
Hindi natin mayales. Siyempre, may mga mista rin siya, may mga nakasama sa serbisyo. Yung meron ding naniniwala sa kanyang kausa na hindi natin mayales na nagsusuporta sa kanya o nagsisipatay sa kanya.
Pero hindi sapat yung sympathizers niya dun sa...
They should adhere to the principles ng armed forces. Hindi pwedeng nagsisympathize ka and openly or overtly you will do something to express the disgust doon sa commander-in-chief mo. Di ba mayroong principle sa loyalty? Pagka nandiyan ka sa loob ng mainstream, you remain loyal. Now, if you cannot remain loyal, then you get out and then start opposing.
So how should the public look at the Trillanes saga? Kasi di ba parang ka nagiging victim, supposed victim, a test of democracy.
Well, it's a perception game, mostly created by you people, and I'm not blaming you, and I'm not putting you to task because that's your job. Whatever you perceive to be the right cause, siyempre yun din naman yung isusulat ninyo, and it cannot be avoided na while you are supposed to be reporters and not opinion writers, hindi rin mayalis na maski paano meron kayo may express na sarili niyong opinion doon sa inire-report niya sa publiko. So, generally, it's a perception game. And the public will be the final judge kung sino yung tama, sino yung mali in terms of approval or support expressed to either side.
General reaction on yung warrant of arrest kay Senator Trillanes, you think he did the right thing to do?
Well, that's the
based
court
on warrant?
speaking, to assume that the court was influenced by the executive branch, I think should have enough basis muna, evidentiary, bago i-express. I myself underwent that same experience. Nangyari sa akin, naisyon ako ng warrant of arrest because the judge was applying to be promoted maging Court of Appeals Justice. And right away, in a kaliwaan fashion, after the warrant was issued, bumilang ka lang ng mga 1-2 linggo na promote na nga. So, yun. So, I cannot also blame Senator Trillanes for thinking that way, and even his colleagues in the opposition, in the minority, because that's the reality of life.
Pero sir, do you think that's really what happened with Judge
I don't know. I
Alameda?
cannot speculate because I have no evidence to back it up. Let's wait and see. Kung ibebase ko sa experience ko, tingnan natin kung mapopromote o mag-a-apply na mag-justice ng Court of Appeals or even Supreme Court, yung judge na nag-issue ng warrant.
What's the general sentiment of the senators about what's happening with Senator Trillanes? You have sympathy
Well,
for him,
we are
sir?
quiet, even in caucuses. We're just watching, monitoring, and let the process work.
Not alarmed, sir.
No, we're not at all alarmed kasi, di ba, si SP, including ourselves, including us, yung sa majority bloc, consistent naman kami that we should protect the institution. And without a valid warrant of arrest issued by a competent court, we did not allow Senator Trillanes to be arrested within the premises of the Senate. So yun, that much we can give him as a colleague and as a protection to the institution that we represent.
Sir, will the Supreme Court...
Pero once naman na na-issue yung warrant of arrest, si Senator Trillanes mismo nagsabi, I'll go down and face them.
Sir, pwedeng konting maliwanag lang how the court-martial process will be, if ever lang. If hindi mo manalify yung proclamation.
Medyo naguguluhan din kami, how could a sitting senator who has resigned from the armed process could be considered still a member of the armed process and face the court-martial proceedings. Medyo magulo. And it's only the Supreme Court eventually or finally can interpret kung tama ba yun o mali.
But the court-martial does not need to issue warrant of arrest, sir. Yung
No,
proclamation.
no need.
Kung hindi mo manalify, sir.
Hindi, kung meron kung i-maintain ng armed process na ongoing yung court-martial na nasuspend lang, they can still continue or resume a suspended court-martial proceeding. But again, this is subject to interpretation ng batas.
Makakatulong ba yun, sir, kung halimbawa yung pending case or petition sa Supreme Court, pakialaman na or action na ng Supreme Court to settle the issue once and for all?
Well, ang ruling nakita kong ruling ng Supreme Court dito sa kaso ni Senator Trillanes, sabi niya premature. And they allowed the Makati RTC to rule, which the Makati RTC, at least yung RTC branch 150, has already ruled. Now, lawyers would say na it is now time for Senator Trillanes to question once again yung ruling ng RTC. kung may ma-establish na grave abuse of discretion, I think they're referring to Rule 65. Ano? And then pwedeng i-reverse ng Supreme Court yun at sabihin, hey, merong grave abuse of discretion yung branch 150 and therefore pwedeng invalidate yung warrant of arrest issued. So that should be the proper course to take on the part of Senator Trillanes. Kaya lang nagkakaroon usapin na may mga destabilization because it has created a lot of media attention, di ba? Sige, may plenary kami. Yan.
Quiet lang kayo. Sir, kayo. Ibig ko sabihin sa absence kasi ng Supreme Court ruling, nag-agree kayo na tama yung proseso nangyayari.
Well, yes, there's presumption of regularity unless the Supreme Court finally interprets it otherwise. Then we'll all accept and submit to the interpretation of the Supreme Court.
Okay. Sir, salamat.